Hey guys, Chef Kyle here, one of the chefs here at the Middleby Innovation Kitchen. And the real question is, what kind of smokers do smokehouses and barbecue restaurants use? But really, it's a lot about what does smoke actually do? And if we go back a little bit, we can actually say that smoke was originally kind of a preservation, right? The smoke would actually be an antibacterial, right? So it would actually help store meats for longer periods of time. Now, do we have modern refrigeration in our hands, right? We can absolutely say that one of the biggest parts of smoke is really flavor. Flavor. How can we impart flavor? So whether you're doing quick cooking over open fire or whether you're doing a slower cook in one of our commercialized smokers, it's really about the flavor that you can impart in it, whether you're either a short or a very long amount of time. So the other benefits of smoking obviously are the fact that you can take really expensive cuts of meat and you can cook them on an open grill and be done and serve it and make a lot of money. Or you can also take very inexpensive cuts of meat and you can cook them for a slow amount of time and sell them for even more money. Who doesn't like profit all the time? So when you're able to take cuts of meat that you wouldn't traditionally be able to use, cook quick, or have on hand and in a moment's notice, but now instead, because of the ease and convenience of equipment, we've really made the smoking accessible to not just your smokehouses, not just anybody out there, but literally the people that have a die-hard passion for smoking and taking food to the next level. So now for the big question. Do you want to do your cooking indoors or outdoors? Well, I'll tell you what, there's great ease and convenience to both, but definitely have our preferences when it comes to what we do and how we smoke. So for instance, the Nuvu smoker behind me, that's gonna be a great indoor option. It's gonna be this cabinet style smoker that's gonna allow you to cook your product and even go into a hold after it's done cooking. And guess what? The whole time, I didn't even need to be there. I can set and forget this right before I leave for the end of the day, come back the next morning and have beautiful barbecue ready to go. Now, when we start talking about outdoor smokers, we're talking about things like offset or even our rotisserie style smokers that may be outdoors. What's the issue there? You might run into a few issues as far as elements, right? When you're out in the elements, you may not be able to necessarily perform all of the regular smoking duties that you could indoors. So if you want an ease and convenience, definitely of indoor, a cabinet style smoker would be a much more easy and convenient way to go. Outside with your offset, once again, environment is absolutely part of the conditions that come with it. Depending on the airflow of the day, is it humid outside? All of those things can affect that natural wood or that charcoal and how it burns, and it's in a much less controlled environment. But I will tell you what, from a capacity standpoint, a lot of your offset smokers or even rotisserie smokers outdoors can take on such a larger load of product, so you can be consuming and you can be producing so much more product on a regular basis. So whether you choose to go indoor or outdoor, just know that you can generate the smoke, the flavor that you need to get perfect results every time. So what configuration really works best for maybe your operation? They have the beautiful things out there, and you see them all the way around the world of these offset smokers, right? You have your smoke box off to the side, and then that smoke leads into a large containment barrel, right? And these things have been made for years. I've seen them made out of oil drums. I've seen them made out of old propane tanks, but obviously there's so many great commercial options nowadays. And I will tell you, one of the biggest things that you run into is the environment when it comes to an offset smoker. Cooking out in the elements, it really has to have a master or a pit master right there side by side to help that control of the environment and the flame itself to make sure you get that perfect amount of smoke and temperature on your product every single time. Now, if we jump to a little bit more ease of convenience there, we talk maybe a rotisserie style smoker. Now, rotisserie style smokers are really common and popular, mainly because of their large amount of production that they're able to provide. So there's these large drums and spits, and actually that fuel is actually auto-ignited inside the cavity, and then smoke is brought into there from there. They're all thermostatically controlled as well though, so you're no longer worrying about the temperature and you're not necessarily worried about the smoke that's coming in. You're just worried about loading and unloading those products with ease and consistency. And then you really have the best of both of those worlds with something like a vertical smoker behind me. And where that comes into play is it's indoors, first of all, which I'll tell you is such a blessing when it comes to smoking. But I will also tell you, not only can you cook in this, you also have the availability of the offset smoke box to the side, so you can control the smoke that's going into it, so you can control temperature. But when this product's done cooking at the end, this unit will automatically go into your holding as well. So that way you don't have to worry, concern about those next level steps that you would have to worry about with the other two products that we talked about. So if you want ease, convenience, you up for a challenge? Do you have the staff maybe to handle what you need to operate each individual smoker? Those are all great things to consider when considering your smoking options. Choosing a fuel source is absolutely maybe one of the most important things and decisions that you'll make when it comes to thinking about smoking in a commercialized restaurant. So from a commercialized setting, it really comes down to charcoal, wood or wood chunks, and then even gas in itself, right? Or maybe a combination of any of those three. So if we start with charcoal, you're gonna get consistent heating, you're gonna get consistent flavor, but maybe a little inconsistent on sizing, right? Which is gonna cause you to have a little bit more regulation of how you cook with that product. Now, when it comes to things like wood and wood chunks, your environment absolutely makes a difference. So the humidity of that wood can absolutely change how it may burn on a regular basis, right? And then all the way down to even gas though, where you have consistency all the way through and through. So with that being said, sometimes you'll even see, say in steakhouses, where you'll have a gas grill, but it's really nice to have that wood assist underneath. And that's where we're taking the large chunks of wood and imparting that wood flavor and that smoke flavor with that ease and consistency of gas. Now there's the other side to it where you have your die-hard, true, tried, trusted smokehouses out there. And I will tell you what, like in centralized Texas here, it's post oak all the way through and through, using nothing but that hardwood. So whether you're choosing for ease, consistency, with maybe gas in a combination, or you want that tried and true with having a more hands-on approach with something like wood or charcoal, really the opportunities are endless in those of combinations, one or another. But just know that by choosing the right piece of equipment, using the right piece of fuel source with it, will give you those great flavors that you're looking for. Now we've focused on all of those combustible sources that we have for you with the charcoal, the gas, and the wood, but now let's talk electric. Electric is really that plug and play opportunity when it comes to smoking. For instance, like this Nubu smoker here behind me, I can literally take it, plug it into the wall, and away we go. We are ready to go straight into smoking. Now, the part I love is it's part of that combination cooking though that we discussed about. And this particular unit actually has this side smoke box on the side. And when I open that drawer, I can actually load in my dry wood chips, and it's gonna impart all of that beautiful smoke flavor. But it's because electricity and the heating of this cabinet, because of it, that it will give me the perfect cook and the perfect hold at the end. So now it's talking all about what real smoker, maybe the size, works best for your operation. Personally, when it comes to me, bigger typically always likes to be better, but not necessarily in this case, right? And I think a few things to consider when we talk about sizes of smokers. One would be, what's the output of your operation, right? What can you stand to hold, right? And kind of let's look at your menu, and is it a full barbecue menu, or do we need to look at scaling back and just having a few different options? So, but I will say from an indoor perspective, it's definitely the environment. Just knowing that you're gonna have that beautifully enveloped smoke in your area, and if you want to make sure that that goes out to your guests. But then also too, do you have the right hood, right? It's very specific that you have a hard fuel hood or a type 1 hood for these types of smokers. And that's just because as these smoke, there might be little entrails of smoke and debris that come up through the flues of these smokers. And so you want to make sure to protect your operation that you have the appropriate sized hood and ventilation for your system. Now, you can absolutely avoid all of that as well and move outdoors, right? So with outdoors, no hood absolutely needed at all whatsoever. But I will say, once again, now you're into the elements. So it's making that right decision and making sure that you maybe have a covered area outside that could help protect your investment as well. So the other thing is really just talking about size, right? Your offset smokers can go anywhere from 50 gallons all the way up to 2,000 gallons, right? I personally, right here, can fit about 14 briskets in the Nuvu smoker behind me. So it's really just about figuring out what's that perfect size for your operation. And the great way to really tell that is how much do you think you can cook and how long are you going to cook that item? Because the beauty of barbecue or those slow cooked meats is you can do a lot of holding afterwards, right? And so with a smaller unit, I may be able to get several cooks in just one time, or I can do several cooks over a period of days and maybe rethermalize those units or bring those units back to cook or to temperature as well. So just know that when it comes to size is king, but make sure if you're going indoors, you've got the right ventilation.